Hi, friends. Welcome to the Do Life podcast. I'm your host, Life Coach Layla, and today I have a new friend. I would like to welcome Miss Ellen Koster, the money and business mentor. We have met in some very unusual circumstances, and I love the divine synchronicity in our beginning, and it just seems to be almost too good to be true. She is an amazing woman, and I am so welcome to share her and have her on the podcast episode today. So welcome, Ellen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Layla. It's so surprising that we met, right? Through the University of Mind Valley in Amsterdam. It's going to be in 2 weeks. I will be joining. You already joined, and you say, well, it's going to be unforgettable. But we went through a ticket swap because you were not able to come. But thank you so much for giving me your ticket. And I will join, and it's beautiful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're going to have an amazing time, and I'm so excited for you. So I'm curious what made you want to be a money and business mentor? It seems to be, I was in finances very briefly, and it's a very male-led, male-driven area to be in. So what made you decide to go into finances and money and business?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm an entrepreneur for 30 years already. So I started around my 26, and now I'm 56 years young. And I realized that I had some challenges around money. It's not like normal that you feel good with money. So I'm mostly looking at the emotional well-being around money in your life. So in your private life, but also as an entrepreneur in your business life. And most likely I was looking at outside of me, like a better marketing strategy, better being at sales, doing more, but not really how I felt and how I can be who I want to be. And that change was in 2018. Yeah. For me, it's only a couple of years now that I totally in my beginning of my 50s, I completely changed my career into this. Yeah.
Oh, so you just kind of shifted from what you were doing as an entrepreneur before to focus on money. What happens? Did something specific happen? Seems life-changing.
It is. So I was traveling the world before. That was very nice. I was a speaker, a trainer, business coach. I learned myself to be an entrepreneur when I was in my 20s. Very successful. I did a lot of cruises, lived in big houses, nice clothing in Milan and, all over, and tried to find actually myself that I didn't realize, but I tried to find happiness. And I thought, like we're sold on, it's in stuff. So I was just keep on running and running and running. So I was married for 20 years. That didn't work out so well. So we split it when I was around my 40s. And then I enjoyed another relationship for about 7 years. And actually what happened is that I realized that I lost myself even more. So when I was in 2018, I was sick. I had 3 antibiotics in 1 month. And I felt like this. And I said, well, something is really wrong. And I thought it was with me. But one thing I knew for sure, I didn't want to have that life. So I stepped out of the relationship, moved to another city, and started actually new work. And then I knew one thing. I knew that what I didn't want, and I didn't know what I wanted. So I had to figure it out. And there where the change started. Yeah.
I want to circle back to what you said because I think it's so important that you were in I don't want to say a bad relationship, but in a not ideal situation, and it was affecting you physically.
Yeah.
And you were on different medications, and it wasn't until you got out of that relationship, that situation, that you started to heal. Because I think a lot of people have chronic diseases and disorders that are tied and stemmed to energetic and emotional disturbances, and they don't realize that so much. So I just think that that's important to kind of highlight a little bit. And when you focus on what you don't want, you tend to get more of what you don't want.
They don't know because I wasn't with Tony Robbins before, because that's exactly what Tony Robbins taught me. I still have to remember when I heard first time of Tony Robbins, because I already know him for years, but I always thought he's so motivating, so American. So I never went. until 2023, actually. That's when I had my first training with him. But you're right, what you focus on. So your thoughts, that was my first experience, that my thoughts create my life. So when I heard this for the first time, it was in 2018, 3 months after I left. And I was so disappointed in myself because it was my doing that I was where I was, because I thought it a certain way. And then I was like, wow, it's my doing, so I can change it. I have to figure out how, because if I can change it, I'm going to do it. So that really gave me hope. And in my relationship, and actually with growing up, there were some things happening around money in my life. And for me, like if you are a little girl, it's so normal, and just, keep it with you as a truth around money, that money is scarce. You need to work hard for money to feel secure. So my parents, they divorced when I was 10. And yeah, what happened is that my mom moved us also to another city. So I not only missed my dad and our dog, because our dog was not coming with us, but I also missed my friends. And what I also missed was the money, because my mom decided to become, or whatever, what happens is that she was going to live from the government money. And that was way less than before. So for me, it was like the insecurity without having a man at home, my dad, and then living with my sister and my mom, no money. So everything was too expensive. When I wanted to eat something, I have to see what's on sale. So actually what the message was, you cannot choose what you like, you choose on the price. So actually the message underneath was, you're not worth to choose the life that you want. You better survive and keep yourself safe. Here we go. I never knew. So I decided when I was 14, I'm going to work. I'm going to make sure that I'm safe. And the second thing, because of the communication with my parents, I didn't see my dad so much. Now my contact is very good, so I'm very grateful. But that stayed for many years, and I thought I wasn't valuable for my dad. He didn't see me. I wasn't important to him. So what happened there, I just developed some distrust to men. So in both my relationship, I earned the most. I'm never depending on any man financially, and I just figure it out and do it on my own. So I was very strong, and yeah, also make me very successful. So that's the other thing, right? But it
There's
just
a lot of key things that you said there that I wanna highlight, because there's so many golden nuggets of information that I want people to understand are really important. For one, is a lot of our money beliefs stem back to our childhood, and it's, money's not enough, you have to work hard for it. And you think back when you used to ask for something, can I have this, can I have this? No, we don't have enough for this, we can't afford it. And so those are the things that we tell ourselves subconsciously as adults, like you said. So many similarities in our story. I also started working at 14 because money was scarce. And typically made the most money out of, majority of the relationships I've been in. I'm very independent, almost hyper independent. And so being independent financially was a goal of mine, and to let that go has been hard. Um, and I noticed that somebody had told me on an energetic level that if you have money problems and money wounds, it stems from your relationship with your father. And healing your relationship with your father tends to heal your relationship with money. And something else that came up while you were talking was money is a masculine energy. Like if you're looking at it from an energetic level, masculine is money. And when you're trying to force money to happen, I'm going to make as much money as I can, I'm going to bring all the money, I'm going to come up with all the solutions. You're almost polarizing it. It's like two magnets trying to come together that are just not going to, because you're coming at a masculine energy with a masculine energy. Money is masculine. It wants you to be more feminine and open to receiving. And so when you're trying to force it, you're pushing it away. Um, so I love that was it around the same time that you healed your relationship with your father that your money started to come in, and that you
yes, yeah. It was also in the last 7 years that it really developed, and that we talked. So that came in a little bit around the same period, yeah. And actually, I see it with a lot of women when I'm mentoring, that they have some troubles with receiving. And for me, what I also saw in my life, that when money came, because I earned a lot of money, it also left me again somehow. So when I changed in that 2018 period, from there, I did take a journey. And what I really felt, it was like something was wrong with me, especially around money, because I also had to start new in life financially. And where you are right then, I couldn't talk about it, was guilt and shame. So that's the lowest frequency where you can be, right? So guilt,
Yeah.
I did something wrong. Shame is like, there's something wrong with me. So there I was. And I never did understand really why I got there. I now do understand how I got there. And I also know why. Because I went through those emotions and through those transformations to be there for a lot more women. Because there are so many women that are struggling with the same, emotions, problems, challenging with money. And yeah, so when I started with thinking around, okay, my thoughts are creating my life, then somebody started talking to me about investments. And I don't know if you are investing, but I was like, oh no, it's a big wall. No investments, because it's very dangerous. And that's how I grew up, right? So I had 3 thoughts about investments. It's like, okay, it's very difficult. I never learned about it. So it's for smart people. The second thing that I was thinking about was like, oh, you need a lot of money to start out with. So if you just started out again over, it's not like that I have a redo. Okay, so I was like, I really have to make it work now. No more mistakes, whatever you think it's a mistake. And then the third thing was like, it's risky. I'm going to lose my money. So I was like, okay, it's not a good combination. And when I share this, it's like, oh yeah, that's me too. And what did you do? I said, well, I started to invest in me, in my knowledge. First, I started to learn and to do, learn, do, learn, do. It's like we are jumping online just now for the first time. And you say, just go ahead and just do the recording right away. I said, okay, here we go. Right. So, and then I started to learn about that one. And from there, actually, I went to positive psychology. I don't know if you know, I was like, my first reaction about me being invited for that, because I was very much in my mind, right? Being in control, breathing until here. And then she said, well, would you like to join? I was like, now I'm going to fly. Positive psychology is like very spiritual. I was like, whoa. And then she just explained a little bit more, you can create your own life from the inside out. That's all new for me. And probably your listeners all know this, but I was really living my life reacting on the outer side, on the outer world. Until then, I was like, my identity was built that I thought that I was who I think that you think that I am. So I could be in a play or in a comedian, whatever. I could be in a movie because I could play a role. And I was so tired of playing that role. Every time a different role. It was very tiring. And then I said yes. Afterwards, she said it's going to be in German. I said, oh my, I need to learn German. It was all okay. But it was beautiful, to get myself, to be more connected and to create more. It really helped me to connect with me, who I want to be. It's my choice and to discover.
That's such a beautiful story. I love that.
Yeah. This was all online together with 4 beautiful ladies, all from Germany. And I still remember the second certification we did in Austria. Like a ski hut. So it's like a hut where in the mountains, like a little cabin in
Like
the
a spring, a hot spring, or a cabin,
where
a
they
ski
do
resort.
skiing. Like a ski resort, but then just an individual house. It was beautiful with wellness and sauna, everything was beautiful.
Like a retreat.
Yeah, something like that, just for the private group. So that was a beautiful experience. And in the meantime, this beautiful lady from Munich, Evelyn, she also sent me to Dr. Joe Dispenza. Probably you know him. So I asked her what I'm going to do with Dr. Joe Dispenza. She said, well, you're going to meditate. I said, it's 3 days. Yes, she says, it's going to be great for you. I said, okay. So I just booked. So I was with Dr. Joe Dispenza for 3 days in Basel. That's in Switzerland. And this was in 2022. Beautiful experience. So I booked right away my 1-week retreat in Vienna with Dr. Joe also. So that was a way different experience. And to get to know yourself, it's so beautiful for me just to break through some blockages within me, because I was so protective that I couldn't trust life really. Like the world is something evil. Like you just have to, to be prepared whatever happens. And I know my parents never meant to do this. It's a way of living, and we are unconscious about it, but I became conscious that it could be very different. Yeah. So
Now there's three main mindsets. You've got the victim mindset where the world happens to you, everything is happening to you. Then you have the survivor mindset, which is where most of us are stuck for a long, long time when we realize we don't want to be a victim anymore. We're the fighter. We got out of the situation, and then we're protective. And then the next step out of that is thriving, where you're not worried that everything is happening to you or out to get you. You are embracing it as it comes and you go with the flow. And most of the times you teeter-totter because we're in survivor or victim mindset for so long that it's not, you don't just go straight up, you go back and forth. And sometimes you slip back into that survivor mindset. But once you're cognitively aware of where you are and where you want to be, it's so hard to go back to that. You can't unlearn certain things. And I generally do a lot of science with a splash of metaphysical in most of my episodes, because I think most of the metaphysical properties that we talk about, it just took a little bit longer for the science to catch up to it. Like meditating and yoga, all of those things have been around for a long, long time and were laughed at until the science was like, hey, wait a minute, I think they're onto something. So I feel like it's important to embrace all of the aspects of it, even if there isn't a lot of science backed behind it. And Joe Dispenza is truly transformational. I hear, when we talk about the voices inside your head, who's motivating you, who's talking to you, is it a good voice or a bad voice? It's almost always Joe. And I hear him tell me all the time, do it anyway, because I want to
yeah,
procrastinate a lot.
and he
And
does
he won't let me.
a lot of like. What did you say again? The English word, because of course I'm from Amsterdam, so it's not my native language, English. But the backed up by scientific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's what he does a lot, right? He's also spending a
mhm.
lot of money to really get it more into the world. And for him also, what I really loved with him is he was just standing there in the stadium the first time that I was there with a flip over, so with the paper, and he was just writing with his marker. And it was like you could see it all over the screens, but he was writing and he was building. That's the way that I'm teaching, because I'm writing and then building it together so you and me do understand. Because when you build it up, it's way different for our brains. And that's what he did also. And what I also find very interesting, I think he was doing explanation about 20 minutes. And then he said, okay, we take 5 minutes and you explain to your neighbor what you just heard.
Mhm.
So that's a way of teaching, right? It's listening, doing, and then the implementation is more already. And then you just put on some points, like action points, what I did, like, okay, this is what I want to do with it. And it's so different. And then the experience really gets into our body. And I never will lose the old Ellen, right? So I always go back sometimes to the old Ellen that was scared and fearful and wanted to be in control. The only difference right now is that I'm dancing now with the fears. I'm dancing now with the feelings. And that's different because I do feel that fears are having certain importance in our lives. It will let us pay attention. It's like you and me walking on a mountain. And let's say we're talking and talking and we're having a lot of fun. And then suddenly we're so much talking, there's a cliff, we don't see it, no fear, just walk, and then we fell down and we are not there anymore because our body cannot handle the fall, right? So fear has some kind of importance in our life. The only thing is when you can dance with fear, you can use it to your advantage. Because I feel with every level that I take, there's also certain fear of the unknown, fear of the things that will happen, and to embrace more and more let's say, how do you call that? Where I want to go and to grow my impact is bigger, that desire, than the fear that I feel.
Your vision.
Yes, that's way bigger because I feel like, okay, every day is a new day for me right now. It's so exciting, but that wasn't always my life. My life was sometimes really like a fight. So this is very different. Yeah.
I spoke with my mentor yesterday, and we had a very similar conversation. Um, and she said, when the fears show up, can you have a conversation with it? Can you ask it what it's there to teach you? Don't ignore it because then you fall off the cliff, but just say, hey, why are you here? And then make the conscious decision to deal with it appropriately, because your bodies and your brain doesn't know the difference between being locked in a cave with a bear or giving a speech on stage. So when you have that fear, it's there to protect you. So acknowledging, why is it here? What is it here to show me? And how do I want to proceed with this information, as opposed to ignoring it or focusing on it. It's separate from you. It doesn't have to be you. You don't have to be afraid. You can just have a fear. You can acknowledge a fear, or that fear was a thought. You don't have to embrace it or be it or hold on to it. I love that you say you dance with it. That's beautiful. I love that so much.
Yeah. Yeah. What I see about, the fears and the desire to gain, I think I was doing business coaching and training entrepreneurs a long time, on making their business plan and their action plan based on the fear to lose something and the desire to gain. And actually, what I was surprised, I think you will know the Hawkins, the frequencies of living with the emotions. And what was interesting, that desire and fear is in the lower frequencies of life. And I was surprised why, because I thought, fear is your heart and it's really what you want. But what is meant in the desire and fear is what we are sold on. We are sold on, when we have more, we are more happy. When we have this, we are happy. Then we are somebody. Then we are a success. So we are sold on living in the future. And what is challenging us is to lose stuff, to live in the past. So all the fears. So this game actually keeps us into a roundabout. And it's every time the same roundabout. The only thing what changes, so we start working and we earn a certain living, so we have this side of roundabout. But when we start working a little bit more, we have a bigger roundabout, because we buy a bigger house, bigger car, and then we have even a bigger roundabout. Here we go again. And most of the people are only earning one income. So they only have one source of income. That's very normal. I just had a conversation with my neighbor, and then she told me, I'm going to work one day less next year because I want to have some free time, but I'm going to earn less. I said, why? You can make different plans. I said, you only have one source of income. That's quite normal. So what about to have money working for you? Oh, no, that's dangerous. Maybe I'll lose my money, right? So that's the normal way of reacting. And also, I don't know, the things she's working in school, like she's a teacher. So what's going to happen with AI and teaching? I don't know. So a lot of things are happening. So, and I feel like a lot of talents that we have inside of us aren't used. So how alive are we? How alive would you want to be? In nature, when a plant is not growing, it's dying.
Mm.
If
Wow.
we are not growing as human beings, we are dying inside. And I was dying inside. And you could see it in my eyes. I had a very different look that time. Very different than now. And I'm always looking at the eyes of a person. How much life do I see?
Wow. That's such an impactful statement. If we're not growing, we're dying. I'm going to totally steal that from you.
Yeah, well, we're dying inside. I was dying inside. That's why my emotions were going. Normally, you can go like this, you can feel something. I didn't feel so much. And then I really knew that something was not right in my life. It was supposed to be different. I could have a different experience in life. We are so much ruled by money with all our decisions. We are just actually like imprisoned with money. And there's a perspective that we have. Mostly it's built from where we were born, how we were raised, how we were educated. And then there's a certain expectations that put on us. And unconsciously, we are still having that. So when are we making plans? What are you going to do next year? I don't know. I know that 3 years ago, I said, okay, so now I'm investing. I invested in myself, in my own education, around 65,000 euros. I said, okay, I got it from somewhere, right? So there was no money. 2018, I got it from somewhere to invest in myself. And I kept on earning more on different levels, right? More sources of income. That was my focus, because I learned and I did learn, do. And then I said, well, I would love to have a location-free income that I can work wherever I want to. I didn't know what I was going to do, right? I don't know how to do it. And I just send it out. And what happens when we consciously send out what we want and we are focused on what there is, what we like in our life right now, then more things, more things are coming to what we want. And we don't have to figure out how it's going to happen. We only have to take the first step and keep on moving. We met. I don't know what's going to happen. Probably some beautiful stuff, right? There are going to be beautiful things that are going to happen. I already feel it from the first, I don't know. First, we were just paying attention. Is it a real person? Because you never know.
Yeah, so the first interaction we had was just to make sure we were real people. Like, are you a bot? Are you trying to scam me?
You on LinkedIn. I was like, is she real?
I did the same
Because I
thing.
transferred the money to you, right? I said, oh, before I transfer the money and you transfer the ticket, are we real? So that's the world we're living in right now. But we can also do some beautiful stuff with AI. Right now, I'm doing some beautiful stuff, and if you're not doing anything with AI, please do so, because we can grow our impact so much, even more. So we can do good things with AI, also bad things, but we're not the person to do bad things. So it is there. We cannot say, okay, it's not going to be there. So let's do some really nice stuff. So my mission with guiding entrepreneurial women in their money mindset and then growing their business with impact is to make this world more beautiful. Because I believe when your turnover, your profits grow, more lives are changed in a positive way. So the more you earn, the more beautiful world we create together. And I also believe women with money change the world. They do different things with money. And please remember, we don't know anymore. My mom knows. Until the 60s, 70s, as a woman, we could not open a bank account without a husband. We could not
get a credit card or buy a house or
buy
any
a
of that.
house. And there we go. And there we went into our masculine energy, working, earning the money, be like this. Before a man is earning more than we are, we had to prove ourselves. And right now it's the time to step into more and more into our feminine energy and do something good with the money. Be open to receive, to change from limiting beliefs like, oh, we have to fight for money. We have to be better for money. We have, how do you say that? Concurrenten. No, that's not good. Competitors. We have competitors. Like you're doing some business coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. Interesting. So we could be competitors. So if you get the client and I don't, you have more money and I don't have it. That's really like thinking in scarcity. So, but there is enough money. Please do know maybe it's not coming to you yet if you're listening to this, but you can change that. Open up. It's because you're not receiving. And that was also, something that changed in me from scarcity. And then you have the word abundance. But I would say, to open up and to really change your focus from earning enough money to focus on giving the value, to be the best version of yourself. So more lives are changed. And that really changed the whole game of living for me. And it's a beautiful thing. And I'm going to take this next step because within 2 weeks, I'm going to get my camper. And I'm going to travel around. I'm going to tour. I'm going to go international with me mentoring from wherever I am in Europe and meeting people, being on stages to have more impactful growth, being on more podcasts. So I'm very grateful to be with you here. Just, to give freely. Give freely. You will receive even more.
That is so beautiful. I'm so excited for you to get. I've been researching and planning on my camper. A really good friend of mine just got hers, so everybody's getting campers. I'm so excited. Something that you said that it brought something up to me is people put too much value and emphasis on money. And when you think of money in its masculine form, that's a lot of burden for it to carry. And when you put something on a pedestal, it looks down on you. And you don't want anything to look down on you. So you don't need to hold anything up here. You want it to be equal. So when you see money as this unattainable, high value, way up here on this pedestal where it doesn't belong, it stays there. And you're always constantly trying to reach for that, as opposed to having an equal playing field and level. And money's there to help you. It wants to be there. It wants to flow. It wants to come. It wants to go. So when you're hoarding money and you're saving everything you can, that's coming from that scarcity mindset, that lack. It wants to flow. And when you save every penny that you make, you're not letting it flow. You have to be, I mean, I don't want to say just spend frivolously, but you have to make sure that you're letting it go, and giving value for free is also a way of giving back and letting that energy flow.
Yeah, and
It's
there's
all
some
about that
practical
flow, right?
things. Yeah, right. What I see mostly is that we are all, or most people, where I start talking about money, is that we see money something outside of us. Money is something outside. But what you also can do is invite it to look like a mirror what is going on inside of you. So when you see like you have a relationship with money, so let's say money is a person. So how can you describe that relationship? And this gives a lot of clarity what role money has in your life, how it's influencing you, and back and forth, right? And to experience your relationship with money differently, I started out, and I'm also sharing that with my clients and in my workshops actually, is that, start paying your bills with joy. There is a company or a person that is trusting you to provide you with a product or a service that you can pay that service to them. It's up to you that you like the product or the service that you buy. Make sure that you like it. So make a very nice expense plan, right? That you are joyful, that you spend
Ken
money
Honda's
as you
happy
like.
money.
Okay. And then you have the happy money is like, okay, you just start paying also your taxes with joy. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm going to send you away, and please do some nice work and come back with your friends soon. Just let it go. We cannot let it go. Why? I couldn't, we have some troubles with letting it go because we think we might not have enough. And the other thing is to have happy money, what you just mentioned, is who's paying you money? Is that person happy with you? Is it happy money? Or is it you doing happy work? What is it? And for most, unfortunately, it's not happy work. Have to work. And we feel better on Wednesday than Monday, and Friday is even better than Wednesday. And Sunday evening, we already feel like Monday. Well, most entrepreneurs are different, but they feel, for example, like they feel better in the beginning of the month than in the middle of the month. And they feel better in the middle of the month than at the end of the month, because they have to say, oh, hopefully I have enough. I have enough clients. I have enough money to pay my bills. And then the VAT comes, and then I have to pay the VAT. Like, oh, I'm a little bit, because they are like, oh, how do I get surprised how much money I should pay? I had a conversation with a beautiful entrepreneur this week, and she said, oh, the VAT is coming again, getting me sometimes so anxious. I said, why? I don't know how much I should pay, I hope I don't have to pay too much. And then I asked her, do you know what you're telling yourself now? Well, she said that I don't know the amount. I said, no. And you're also telling yourself that you don't want to earn so much money and don't give so much value, because when you do, you have to pay too much VAT. So you're not focused on profits. You're focused on having a lack of money, because the more turnover you have, the more VAT you need to pay back to the government, right? Oh, well, that's a different way of thinking. Yeah, it all starts with your thinking. How many people do we know and say, oh, I don't want to pay the taxes. I'm angry about the government with taxes. Okay.
Everybody.
Tax you paid, or you're interesting way.
That's definitely a mindset shift. I just paid the taxes on my home, and they doubled this year from what they were the past 8 years I've lived here. And that was a lot. That was a shock. And I was like, I'm selling the house. I'm buying a van.
Just buying the camper.
I'm going to just go live in my camper. I don't want to pay these property taxes anymore. I went on a whole tangent, because it was $8,000 that I wasn't prepared to pay. to
Wow.
live here. I'm like, I don't even like this state. I don't even know why I'm here. I travel as much as I can because I don't want to be here. Why would I pay so much money to be here? And
Yeah.
I started thinking, I was like, this is not the right mindset to have. Like, you know what? The roads are terrible. I'm paying to help fix the roads. I'm paying for my friends' kids to go to school. And I do listen to Ken Honda and I try to do his happy money. So I tried to, as angry as I was about my taxes and how much they were, I tried to change that. And I was like, okay, I'm I'm giving this money to the schools. I'm giving this money to fix the roads, to pay the workers, to pay the men that are fixing the things. I'm I'm paying for that. I'm not paying the taxes. What are my taxes going to? That's what I'm paying for. I'm happy and I feel good about that.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was an easy shift for me.
But the other thing is also, sometimes we are spending money on what we don't like anymore. And then it's okay to change, to discover and figure out what you like. Just change. We're not a tree, right? Just move.
Mhm.
And that this can be very different situations or areas in your life, but we can change. Although we think when we are over 50, we're not cannot change anymore. It's like, oh no, we're almost 50. Yeah, life starts at 50. Come on, change it. I'm going to meet Ken Honda in Amsterdam. Oh,
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have a mastermind, personal mastermind, and have dinner. It would be nice.
That's amazing. I love that. I had another friend of mine, he invited her to Japan to do a retreat, like a workshop out there. So he's such a happy human. I love his energy and I'm excited for you to work with him and then me to work with you after you work with him.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yes, it's quite. I just had him on the Zoom call with a small group last week, and he's such a beautiful energy because I'm also introduced to him, right? So he said, "Well, you need to talk," and said, "Okay, well, let's do it." And it's just beautiful how he is. He's also everything about emotional well-being, right? And the right money. Yeah, does some really good work. Very nice. Looking forward to it.
So what do you have coming up that you would like to share with the listeners? So how can we work with you? How can we go deeper? You've given some really amazing key points and mindset shifts and ways to look at some things. If someone wants to go deeper with you, what are our next steps? How do we continue
Yeah.
to
So
enjoy this
so
energy?
So Layla, we were talking, and you asked me, okay, you're doing workshops, money mindset workshops that I'm organizing. That's in Amsterdam. It's a very nice location. It's in the middle of the center. So, actually, you're not in Amsterdam, right? So you already asked me, are you also doing this online? Because I'm not planning to come to Amsterdam. And I'm just back from London, and that's with the Global Women's Summit. And there are a lot of women came to me and said, "Are you also doing this online?" So that was really the signal for me also to go to do more things online for international. I'm already mentoring in Dutch and in English. Everything is online, but not yet my workshops. So you're going to have the premiere. You're going to have the first one online, and you are the first guest online because I will give you your listeners, 8 listeners. I will give a invite to join my money mindset workshop for free. And the value of the workshop is 90 minutes. All women will go out of the Zoom, and I always say go home richer. So you will become more aware what the role of money is, what is money doing in your life, and with your work and or business, because it starts all with awareness. For example, I'm also getting you through the process of understanding why so many people want to earn more money or want to receive more money, but it's not working. So they want to grow their impact. It's not working. Why it's not working, and what can you change to make it work? So that's also in a workshop. It's going to be 90 minutes. It's going to be interactive, and it's going to be with a small group of 8. So I can also pay specifically attention to each one of you so we can learn together. It's also going to be a vulnerable topic because we're going to talk about money and how we feel with money.
Mhm.
So I always ask the ladies if it's okay, you feel safe to share. Everybody can share, and that we all say whatever happens in this Zoom room will stay in the Zoom room. Is that okay? And everybody says yes, then everything is okay, right? So, and our first, we just checked, but we have to figure out, because I'm in Amsterdam time and you are in St. Louis time. So it's on Wednesday. It's going to be on the 20th of August. And for me, it's at 8 p.m., 8 p.m. in the evening. So with you, it's about 7 hours earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So right now here it's 5. And with you,
So it would be at 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Oh, that's nice. So that's with lunch.
Yeah, lunchtime.
Okay, great. So it's going to be Wednesday, 20th of August. I'm just out of the university then. 2 weeks of Mind Valley University. And so I'm going to be really spot
So
on.
you still have that high energy. You'll be ready.
Yeah, right. And I just had my workshop on the Tuesday in Amsterdam. Also very exciting. It's fully packed already. And then I'm going to have the online one. It's going to be exciting. So I don't know how they can reach you or me. Should they reach you or should they reach me?
I say they could reach either. If they reach you, just to mention that they saw you on the podcast, or just subject line "do life" would be like a keyword, so you know that they came from me.
Okay, good.
So, and then I will reach out to you if they reach out to me and let you know. So, yeah, this is really exciting. Thank you for sharing this with me and my listeners. And this is going to be so fun. I want to ask you one closing question. If you could give one key point of advice, what would it be?
Pay attention to your words. Now I will give you the most important word to pay attention to. Do you ever feel tired, dear Layla? I do too.
Often.
And I do too much, and my body says, take some rest, right? Because we're thrivers. But we're so easy to say, oh, I'm tired, right? Change that to, I feel tired, please. So once we say, I am tired, we actually ask the universe through our unconscious brain. We say, start working with the universe. She wants to be tired. Get her some more tiredness, because it's an identity. So whatever you fill in after I am, make it positive. That's the same. I'm not good in numbers. Oh, she doesn't want to be good in numbers. I'm not good with money. Oh, she doesn't want to be good with money. Good. Send her some more difficulties. So we are creating our lives with our words, because our words come from our mind, from our thinking. So all change starts with us becoming aware how we think, how we talk, how we feel, what we do, and then the results. And most people, they think their results need to change because of something outside of them. No, it's inside of us. We are the creators. And the last thing that I would like to say, what helps me daily, is a quote from Louise Hay. All is well in my world, I am saying. I'm still reading her diary, Trust Life. I received it from the same Evelyn from Munich in 2021. And I'm still reading it. It's beautiful. Everyday little things. So nobody is gonna save you, save me. Nobody is gonna make my life the way I want it to. And I believe that we are here to experience life. Everything is possible. There's no limitation. Only limitation is what we put on ourselves. So I started to change that. So now my outer world is changing. Thank you, Layla, for giving me the opportunity to be here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for your beautiful energy.
So powerful, so impactful.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all the information, the value. You've given so much value in today's episode, and I will link in the show notes all the ways to find you, to contact you, to follow you. So if someone wants to do more mentoring outside of the event, they can reach you, because this was very impactful today. So powerful. Thank you so much, Ellen, for being here. And let's go do life financially informed.
You know, and for your information, or for everybody that's watching, I'm giving a lot of value also through LinkedIn, and there you can change the translation to English, so that's very easy. And in Instagram, I specifically go in English, so that's also possible. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, right? Especially when you're an entrepreneur, LinkedIn is very nice, just to get some insights or some tips, or maybe some inspiration, or like, oh, I recognize this. Oh, okay, I'm not the only one. Okay, oh, that's a good tip. Oh, I can do that today, like that. That's nice. Okay.
Awesome. Do you have any last closing words?
Just did the last closing words. So
yes, we did.
How would say the last closing words. I just love when you trust life that the most unexpected things are happening. And that's the most joy in life. Because we are here to connect with each other. And we have so many amazing opportunities because now you're in St. Louis, I'm in Amsterdam, and we are feeling the connection. And the energy doesn't matter if it's distance because we still can feel each other's energies. And that's the same with our listeners. It's beautiful. Just embrace it, experience it. I didn't know until 7 years ago. My life was way different. Today. Oh, this is nice. Today I met a man that I was working with 10 years ago. And he was walking this way and I was there. And I was walking with my little doggy. I have a little dog. And he was looking like me like this. It's really you. It's you. Oh, how are you? Wow, you look great. Oh, so many things changed. I didn't say anything. But he was like, that's what I mean. You see the life in somebody's eyes. Beautiful, beautiful meeting again. So thank you so much, Layla, for being you. And I'm looking forward what's coming for the next years. Next month, going to be great. Thank you.
Very exciting. Thank you so much.